Knuckle News fans. Susan Cingari here after the big fight at BYB 29 in South Florida. And I'm standing next to Robert Duran Jr. Robert, the fight didn't really go your way tonight. Let's talk about that.
Yes, ma'am. To be honest with you, I thought I was doing what I needed to do at the beginning. I didn't want to rush. I didn't want to just jump in there, you know what I mean? Because the kid is strong. I know he's going to be winging powerful shots from the beginning. I'm a smart fighter. I'm not a dumb fighter. I'm not just going to go in there and just start winging shots. You know, I thought I used my job effectively. Maybe I could have put a little bit more pressure on him from the beginning, and probably would have turned out different.
Was there anything that surprised you by him tonight in the fight? Did he do anything special that you weren't prepared for?
No, I expected everything. Everything he did, I already expected. I expected him to be aggressive. I expected him to throw wide, strong punches. I expected the clinch, but he didn't use the clinch at all, so I was surprised.
What about the fact that oftentimes the fighter and the judges see things differently? We've been discussing off camera that you're not happy with the decision. You thought you won.
Right.
So let's talk about that.
No, we could talk about it. I mean, I thought, like I told you, I thought I did enough. I feel I scored 2 knockdowns. They only scored 1 for him, you know. Out of the 2 that I scored, they only gave him 1. You know what I mean? And then I finished off the last 2 rounds strong with the 2 knockdowns that they only scored 1. And then I guess, you know how it goes. When there's a favorite fighter and then you got the underdog, people go crazy, give the fight to the underdog.
I don't know if it's so much that, to tell you, Robert. I've been in combat sports a long time, and I still can't figure it out. You know, I think I'm sitting at home as the armchair coach, including MMA. And by the way, Joe Rogan, you don't know this, but many years ago, when I started in combat sports, I would turn your voice down, not use the captions, and try and figure out things like, ground and pound, and thread the needle, and also triangles, and every other MMA word that I couldn't figure out how to say or use or understand, I learned from Joe Rogan. But it's all good now, Joe, because you know what? I don't have to figure them out anymore because I only have to do bare knuckles, so thank you.
I love Joe Rogan, by the way.
I love Joe Rogan, too. Thank you, Joe.
I watch this show all the time. It's hilarious.
So my point is that you'll hear over and over again the UFC alumni, including Dana White and the Joe Rogans of the world, they'll say, never leave it in the hands of the judges.
True
and so
indeed.
I think it's
True
a good thing to talk about tonight because it is true.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You know, in any combat league, you can't leave it to the judges. If you leave it to the judges, you know, stuff like this happens.
And it's just interesting, too, because I've heard commentators talk about what are the judges looking for? Are they looking for the fighter that's bleeding the most? Or are they looking for the most accurate scores? Or are they looking for the amount of strikes that landed? Or are they looking for how many the strikes that landed, or are they looking for how many body shots they hurt? It's so difficult to determine what the fighters and the coaches and the judges are going to actually have an opinion at the end of the night.
True indeed. Yeah,
so,
I mean, with this fight, I think the judges were looking at ghosts. I don't know what they were looking for. You know, you got 2 guys in front of there. What are you looking for? We're right here. You know what I mean? It was a simple judgment, but, you know, not that they'll saw on my opponent. He's a great guy. He's a good fighter. I don't take nothing from him. You know, we came here, I did what I came to do, and then that's it. You know, I'll be back.
You will be back. So you're going to ask for a rematch?
Definitely. If we can make it happen, we'll make it happen, and it will not go to the judges. I promise you that.
All right. I got to say, though, that was a dogfight. We have to talk about that a little bit more. That was like two of you boys let out of the pound, getting ready to go eat some fresh raw meat. We can't let that go.
Man, listen, I wanted to win, so I was fighting. That's it. I know, I don't know, maybe the judges saw him get a little bit more active and aggressive at the beginning, so I knew, I'm like, all right, let me start stepping up now. And when I knocked him down the first time, they didn't count it. I'm like, no problem, I'll get back at it. I knocked him down again, they counted it. I knew he was tired. I wasn't tired. I could have won another 20 rounds, you know, but hey, it is what it is. God bless us, you know, we both made it out the ring. We get to go home.
All right. Before we go tonight, any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to thank?
Uncle JD, as always. You know, he's been with me my entire fighting career. You know, my family, wife, everybody, my friends that came, fans that came, everybody, thank you all for coming out here. We will be back.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with Bare Knuckle News today.
Of course, always.
Can't wait to see you back in the Trigon.
I will be back.
All right. For Bare Knuckle News, I'm Susan Cingari. This is
Robert Duran Jr.
And Nobody Beats
Beats
Us
Us
to the Punch.